What happens when you hit 15 milligrams? Does that mean that the weight loss stops? I've been asked this question a lot, and it was one of the things that I was concerned about. What happens when you get to the max dose? Like, obviously, 1, that's the most expensive. 2, that's the most powerful. 3, what if it stops working? Now, this is one of the things where it's a case of, as your body adjusts, 2.5, 5 milligrams, 7 milligrams, those are the most powerful jumps if you think about it. 2.5 milligrams, never had the drug in your body beforehand. 5 milligrams, you've doubled from 2.5, and then 7.5, you've added an extra half to the 5, right? So those are the most impactful ones on your body. And in fact, those are the ones where I found the initial side effects were more noticeable. That's your appetite suppressant. That's when I started getting my first chunk of egginess. That's when it really amplified the gas stuff. And then my body kind of adapted. Now that I'm on 15 milligrams, I'm not really having any major side effects. What I am finding for the last 2 months where I've been on this level is that I'm moderating my food intake a bit less. In other words, I'm able in the back of my head, now that I've been on 15 milligrams for a little while, to have those odd slip moments. Oops. But even then, that's not causing me too many problems. Now, I have found, even though I'm fighting with my cat who wants... Give me morning cuddles. Rah, 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 rah. Her name, by the way, is Kitty, and she was a rescue cat, and I've had her forever and a day, and she's the most loyal woman that I've had in my life for decades. But she's also very cuddly and demanding at this time. Feed me! Feed me! Anyway, fucking tangent. So, yes, basically, I've noticed on the 15 milligrams that I'll be a little bit naughtier now that I've been on it for 2 months. But even then, it's nowhere near as naughty as I would have been without the jabs. I'm still staying within my calorie deficit. I don't calorie count, but I have a number in my head, which is basically, as long as I eat less than 2,000 calories, then I'll continue to lose weight mathematically. It's fine, because my basal metabolic rate for my size has always been like 2,500, 3,000, maybe even more calories. I want to eat less than 2,000 calories. When going up through the jabs, I was nowhere near 2,000 calories. And I think recently I've been a little bit more closer to that. My cat's having an absolute spaz on the floor. I don't know. Get that tail! Yeah! So, sorry. I haven't had my morning tea yet. My brain's a bit muddled. So yeah, I'm finding 15 milligrams a little bit different. Maybe that's also why I've plateaued on some level. One, my body's adapting to the fact that it's lost so much weight. And now it's cold outside, so it's like, oh, it's cold, and you're feeling it, so I need to hold on. Because you've got to think that this is what your body's doing. It's been adapting for millennia on how... She's fucking balleting all over the floor. Alan, focus. So your body's been adapting over millennia. No, you're on camera. She caught the tail. She caught the tail. Now she's licking the tail. Anyway, focus. Sorry. So, yeah, your body for millennia has been focusing on trying to maintain your future. So if you think when you was living in the caves, like food wasn't always around, so during the harsh winters it would try and hold on to your fat, so therefore just in case you need it, just in case you go through starvation, it wants to make sure that that's there. Also, your body has kind of a default body reset weight. Well, that's the theory that's been floating around in science, that your body will always want to put on more and more weight, because that's a survival thing that's been triggered in its brain forever and a day. The more fat it stores, the more that, you know, when that famine finally arrives, then I'm going to have food to eat on. Okay. But what it will also do is, as you go up in the weight, you know, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 stone, the brain and the body kind of set like a baseline. Oh, okay, he's always going to be 12 stone. He's always going to be 13 stone. No matter if it goes up, no matter if it goes down, we'll try and bring him back to that 12. And that baseline level adjusts as you get higher and higher. So what we're doing with this weight loss drug is smashing through that and resetting that. So it's like, oh, okay, he was at 27 stone. We want to keep him above 25 stone. Oh, he's now at 24 stone, 23 stone, 22 stone. Okay, let's try and get him back up to 23, right? So my body's learning. And I get that. And this being the second or third week that I've made a video about a plateau, I understand that. But back to the point of the video being that, do I find being on 15 milligrams any different? The food noise is still gone. I think after a year of being on the jab now, I look forward to my food a bit more now. I'm inventive. I experimented with a McDonald's the other day. It's just not food, is it? Which is a huge change in my brain. Like I hadn't eaten a McDonald's in ages anyway, but I got into a point at my worst where the fact that the thing with takeaways is you get in one of two camps. One, they're fast, they're disgusting, they don't really taste of much, but you just wanted that greasy fish and chips or whatever, right? Or you go the other route where there's loads of flavour and there's no way that home cooked meals would beat that. Why? Because there's a fuck ton of salt in the curry, or a fuck ton of salt in the Chinese, which is why no matter how much you tried, you'd eat a load of Chinese food and 20 minutes later you'd be empty again, but you'd need to be drinking a load of water because all of that flavourful salt and stuff. So, but I'm finding now that I'm enjoying the home cooking experience much more. And I always liked cooking anyway, but I made my own Chinese curry this week. A couple of weeks ago, I made my own egg fried rice for the very first time. I've got some rice in there that I'm going to make some egg fried rice with later. And making those things, not only are they a healthier alternative than the takeaway, but I like the fact that I'm learning this. I can put as much flavour in it as I wish. I don't have to overly salt it. I've started discovering... I always found it weird when I was younger that my parents had this massive spice rack and I didn't understand it, right? Salt, pepper for me as a kid. Why? Because I'm English, and as a kid, you don't really do mega spicy. I found that out with my own kids. Like, they don't understand necessarily the concept of strong flavour. So, my daughter, through the age of 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, anything that wasn't just salt and pepper was spicy. Spicy. I don't like it. It's not spicy. It's garlic. It's not spicy. It's just strong flavoured enchiladas. It's not, you know. So as a kid, I didn't. Everything was spicy, and I didn't like it. And my dad quite liked a homemade vindaloo that he used to make. That it could strip the skin off the back of your teeth. You could smell it 17 miles away. But as an adult now, I finally started to discover the spice rack. So I've started using the Maggi liquid seasoning. That's going in pretty most things now. I've got garlic salt, I've got onion salt, I've got salt, I've got pepper, I've got some hot sauces that my best mate got me. That I add a little dab when I make like a spaghetti bolognese or a chili. I'm not an overly spicy person at heart anyway, but I don't mind a little bit of teasy warmth, you know. I don't mind a little bit of sweet chili heat or a soft heat when it comes to like my wings and my stuff like that. But overall, yes, I'm finding myself at 15 milligrams, managing my food intake a little bit more than I was a few months ago. I've rediscovered potatoes for the first time in 12 months, which may also be the reason why I'm plateauing, because I hadn't really eaten much potato over the last 12 months, and now I'm having, potatoes in things. But it may also be that I have to balance the fact that I have ADHD. So I struggle from time to time with eating habits. Struggle's the wrong word. As a kid, I could have quite easily ate chicken korma for weeks and weeks on end, and then I'd get fed up with it, and then I'd switch over to chicken Kievs for weeks and weeks on end. So maybe this whole I didn't eat potato for a period of time is part of the ADHD thing, where I just went off it, didn't want it for a bit, and now I do, right? But overall, I know that I'm eating less than 2,000 calories. I'm moving much more than I was. I'm still 20 and a half stone, which is 6.5 stone since I started last January. And I am feeling happier and healthier. I honestly just think that it's the winter plateau. How are you faring on this? Tell me in the comment section down below, what milligrams are you on right now? And what side effects have you noticed at that level? What struggles, what benefits, that kind of thing. We can start having a chat. I'm also going to make a video dedicated to being on these jabs and the struggles with ADHD and consistency. So if that sounds interesting to you, hit that subscribe button right now, right? And keep your eye open. I'm Alan. I'm losing it with a GLP-1 Mounjaro. Are you?